You may know about religious cults, but have you ever thought that the culture you hold so dear may also be a cult? Stephen Hassan proposed a model to check if a religion is a cult. So let's see what happens when we put the bite on culture. It starts with behavior control. Since we, as humans, are great at recognizing and using patterns to adapt our behavior to our environment, or, in other words, we develop habits because we are just too lazy to think about each situation as it arises. We can quickly adapt to any pattern that culture proposes. Now that's fine for stuff like food or cleanliness or even how to spot dangerous situations. But when we want to take any action that is not in line with a prevalent culture, how severe is the response? To what extent do they, the tribe, the family, the nation, respond by declaring the action bad or dangerous with no other reason than it's against our culture? If we want to know why we shouldn't eat pork or be friends with a boy or girl who is different from us, or why we shouldn't wear short-sleeved shirts, but it's okay to wear mini skirts, and the answer is culture, maybe we should think again and again and ask why that should be a reason, a valid reason. Some things need valid reasons, not just culture. Behavior control depends, of course, on information control. If you can see that others are doing things differently or not at all, then you'll be less inclined to accept control over your behavior. So, does your culture restrict access to it, twist words, put a spin on it, or counter it with misinformation and spurious arguments? Do they tell you that they know which information is good and which is bad? What's right and what's wrong? Do they, in fact, make sure that you are treated like a mushroom, kept in the dark and fed bullshit? Because once you question information, you start thinking for yourself. Do they discourage that? Or do they want you to think in certain loaded words? Do they teach you to repress wrong thoughts because it might be disrespectful to the ancestors, or to the elders, or to the leaders? Do they want you to think as little as possible? Do they encourage others to spy on you and tell tales if it seems you might be thinking incorrectly? That's how they retain emotional control. And it's when the emotions are under the control of the culture that it's most difficult to break free, because it depends on guilt. Any problems that the culture creates is promptly turned on the individual, and that person is made to feel guilty because they did not do the things in the right way, or behaved in the right way, thought the right thoughts. When culture is held as the highest authority and any atrocity or even just bad manners are explained as culture, we need to examine the cult status of that culture.